Hi everyone, Jennifer Blevin-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today I want to talk about technology and patient collections. I have a few other videos talking about patient collections and then also about front office workflows that includes patient collections, but I don't think I have done a video, I know I haven't done a video talking about how technology can actually help you improve your patient collection success rate. Yes, you heard me right. There are ways out there that makes it easier for patients to pay their bills and more likely to pay their bills due to that ease if you were to enable it in your practice. There are tons of studies out there, a lot of information telling you that if you don't collect from patients very soon after they have a balance due at your practice, it is very likely for you to recover that money the further away it gets. That's why it's so important to make sure that your providers are completing their notes as soon as possible, claims are getting out the door as soon as possible, that they are clean claims, that they don't have issues, so that they can adjudicate as near as possible to that date of service so a statement can generate if there's patient responsibility and sent to the patient very close within like 30 to 45 days, hopefully, depends on how fast insurance processes claims, to the patient so they can get a bill. Some insurances are very fast at processing claims. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Medicare is usually pretty quick, and you would know in your practice which ones are faster than others. But if it's taking longer than 30 to 45 days on average for a insurance to process a clean claim, there's an issue there, and I would be looking into that further if I were you, but that's a whole nother topic. But the point is that assuming you send out clean claims and it processes quickly, that patient should be getting a statement within about 45 to 60 days of them having a balance due at your practice. Now, the old school way is the balance comes due, statements are generated, they're printed, put in an envelope, stamped, and they're snail mailed out to insurances. And the problem with that nowadays is that a lot of people are not good at checking their paper mail. The post office mail, people are not good at checking. They're also very slow at responding to what is received in the mail. And on top of that, patients are very poor uh, show very poor outcomes for paying their bills to the medical people that be the healthcare community as it is. So you're adding them less likely to pay their medical bills into them not checking their mail very often, not taking it super seriously, and it's causing a lot of practices to have high patient AR when it comes to what patients owe to practices. And this is a huge issue, especially for the smaller practices during deductible season, because deductible season, you're relying on the patients paying their bills for you to be able to pay your bills, right? Because insurances don't pay a ton during deductible season. And you're like, okay, I need people to pay their bills. Now, another way that practices are not helping themselves is they're putting inexperienced people at the front desk. They're not helping the front desk feel comfortable asking to collect balances on accounts. They're not making that an expectation. They're not following up on it. They're not making sure that their staff is doing it. They don't have in-house payment plans or other options to provide to patients if they can't afford to pay their entire balance at once. They're not giving them some opportunities to like payment plans or trying to do some kind of credit card, healthcare credit card. I have a video on that. People aren't helping themselves basically, given the climate that we're in, that patients don't want to pay their bills already. And so what a lot of people are finding effective is the ability for patients to pay their bills electronically, because that's the age we're in now, instead of having to call on the phone and give you the credit card over the phone and enter it, or a patient sitting down to write out a check and mail it back to you. People aren't going to do that, or are less likely to do that. Older generations seem to be much better. Younger generations, not so much. They like the ease of paying their bills online, automatic deductions, everything that our day-to-day utilities allow us to do, right? It's easy and taken care of by auto deductions, auto payments, whatever. So if you can adopt a technology, and maybe your EMR system has this capability and you just don't know about it, so I would definitely ask your EMR company about it. If you can provide them with a way to log on and pay through a portal, to log on through their phone app to pay, or if you can send them a text message saying pay your bill now with a link and they can just log in and pay right there, it's seeming to help people collect that money faster because it's just easy. And people are on their phones all day long. They're used to the electronic communication. Again, not all patients, but majority, and it's having a high success rate. For example, I had a Quest bill for labs, and they were sending me paper statements or a paper statement, but then I got a text and it said pay your bill here, and I was like, heck yeah. So I got a text message, clicked the link, logged in, put my credit card information, paid the bill, boom, it's done. And it was so easy. And it's just one of those things that, although you might not like it personally or take advantage of these situations as a consumer or a patient yourself, you have to look at it from a business standpoint to see what is working to collect that money. And technology options, technological advances where people can do it right at their fingertips, take care of it right there, use their Apple Pay even on their phone or whatever, Google Pay. I mean, take advantage of it, right? It might cost a little bit of extra money to get it set up or to use that type of situation, but you probably will see the return on investment a lot sooner than paying for the envelopes, the paper, the ink, the stamps, the time it takes for someone to send those statements, someone to accept that payment over the phone and process it into your credit card machine, which again, you get charged extra if you have to manually enter the credit card information, or the staff member who has to take the check to the bank, or the person who has to open the mail to get the check, to give it to somebody, to post it in their account that they paid, to process the payment, and then take it to the bank. If you think about all the step by step and the resources and everything that it takes to do it the old school way versus maybe the cost of what you could pay for things to get paid faster, it might be cheaper in the long run, or at least you would see things coming in, payments coming in faster that way, and it's worth it. But again, if this is not something you've thought about, I'm bringing it to your attention. Check with your EMR company. See if they offer something like this. A lot of them are up and coming and doing this because of the data coming back from people doing the research showing that patients are more likely to pay their bills if they can do it electronically, whether through a text message, a portal, an app, something like that. Okay. So just be mindful of that, especially if you're struggling with collecting money from patients. Again, there's some things internally you should be reevaluating based on, your staff's training, if they're asking for paying for that. I mean, there's a lot we can go in from that, and you can check out my other video that talks about patient collections. But the technology use could be very beneficial. So definitely look into that. There are other third parties out there. I have never personally worked with them, so I can't give any recommendations, but I do know they exist, and you could do some research into those if your EMR company or billing company does not offer the technological options that I've talked about today in our video. If you have any questions or comments today, please leave that in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button if today's video was helpful, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.